Thank you, Brennan, and welcome to Ben Light Gymnasium for Bombers Live's presentation of the 2019 Division III NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament here on ICTV. I'm Cal Domowski. Alongside me, as always, is Taylor Primetime Mensch. Taylor, the big dance is here. Ithaca College hosting a region of the tournament for the second time in 3 years, and tonight we kick off that region with a stellar matchup between the new MAC champions, MIT, and the one-loss St. Joseph's Monks. Taylor, two excellent teams in this highly anticipated first-round matchup. MIT going with a different squad. Kara Holinsky, of course, is there, as St. Joe's wins the tips. Hannah Marks now has it. The NCAA tournament is underway here in Ben Light. McNamara for deep to start it. Kelsey McNamara wasting no time, getting off a quick three.
Cal, that's what you expect from an All-American and a two-time GNAC Player of the Year. She is dynamic, and don't let her take those shots.
Vadovec unloading for three, can't get it. It's out to Jabir, now to McNamara. McNamara pushing it up the court for the Monks. Champagne for three, off the mark. Benway tried to tip it to herself, but MIT will retain possession.
Cal, St. Joe's has some of the best scorers in the country. They are the real deal, especially Kelsey McNamara, who just made that three. The senior All-American is incredible at taking that ball, squaring up and shooting, but don't let her put the ball on the deck. She's one of the best players at creating scoring opportunities around the rim.
Kristen Nahn now with it, up to Yuan. Yuan looking for something, gets it to Holinsky. Holinsky driving, back to Nahn. Nahn for three, can't quite get it to go, and McNamara's there with the board. The Monks now have it in transition the other way. Nahn picks McNamara up. McNamara makes a couple moves. Finds Champagne running. Champagne on the run. Out to Hannah Marks. Marks guarded by Vadovec. Down low. Finds Benway. But it's going to be a charge there on Hannah Marks. MIT setting the tone defensively early on.
Big early momentum boost for MIT. That three from St. Joe's could have deflated them, but getting the offensive foul right there is huge for a team that really relies on their defense.
Dolly Yuan for MIT, 9 double-digit scoring performances this season, one of the smartest players in the new MAC conference. Looking down low was Vadovec, trying to find a teammate. Champagne now has it. Champagne over to McNamara. McNamara thought about the three. Gets the defender to bite and nails it. A little kiss off the glass, but it's good. Monks with a 5-point lead early on.
Cal, if you watch her highlight tape, she loves those step-back shots, especially just inside the three-point line. She's an incredible player, and we're seeing it early on in this game.
Holinsky tried a long two, couldn't get it. Bounces into the hands of Hannah Marks, who gives it to none other than Kelsey McNamara. McNamara making some defenders miss. Was looking for Champagne out there, lost it in her hands. Throws it out of bounds, and the Engineers now have the ball.
That's what happens when you get flustered, Cal, but look for St. Joe's to try to get those transition buckets all night long. They're going to look for those transition threes because they are some of the best three-point shooters in the country. 3 of them shoot over 35% from beyond the arc.
And early on in this game, Taylor, we've seen St. Joe's try to score quickly when they get the ball. MIT much more slow developing there as Nahn makes a move to the baseline. Out there to Dolly Yuan for three. Yuan nails it. 3-pointer for Dolly Yuan. Just scored 7 points a game, so she is going to have to be an X-factor offensively for the Engineers today.
Absolutely, Cal, right there, her getting herself into this game, and this could be a big firework matchup when it comes to the scoring.
Hannah Marks picked up by Nahn, lost possession there, regains it. Driving in still on Nahn there, and it's a rebound corralled by Kylie Gallagher. Yuan has it the other way, outside to Nahn. Nahn had Vadovec, down low for a half second. Kara Holinsky now with it, driving out to Nahn. Nahn for three, and gets it to go. MIT takes their first lead of the game in this one, 6-5, just under 7 to go in the first quarter.
And early on, it's not the usual suspects who are scoring for MIT. Nahn only averages around 6 a game, so that's great to see if you're MIT. The scorers who don't really get involved early on in these games are doing it in this one.
McNamara now driving into the paint, out to Marks. Marks fakes it, steps out behind the arc, can't quite hit it, and it's corralled by Dolly Yuan. Engineers pushing the ball the other end. Yuan dribbling all the way in. We'll set it back, down low to Vadovec, and Vadovec tried the one-handed floater in the lane, couldn't get it. Champagne now for the Monks. Champagne slows it down. Benway has it, top of the three-point arc. Over to McNamara now. Right in her face is Kara Holinsky. And Holinsky will be called for the foul there. Monks will have the ball underneath the basket. Taylor, early on, these teams just trying to get a little bit of the nerves out of this game. What have you seen so far?
Cal, this is win or go home, and both of these teams are playing like it. They're shooting the ball, trying to create scoring opportunities early, especially in transition.
11 total shots in this game so far, just 4 finding the bottom of the net. And it's Benway who is going to travel there, the senior captain out of Rochester, New Hampshire.
A lot of seniors playing in this game, Cal. They do not want to go home, and yes, she shuffled her feet, but they will get the nerves out. This is basketball. You got to work through the kinks early on.
MIT, of course, the new MAC champions, and of course the heartbreak for St. Joe's losing that GNAC championship. Their only loss of the season. They come in here ranked 14th in the country. They have the second best win-loss percentage in the country, Taylor. Yuan now with it, driving in on McNamara, makes some moves and is going to get fouled on the way up, heading to the line for 2. Taylor, you like the aggression there?
Love the aggression, and like we said, these aren't their best scorers, but they're really getting themselves involved early on, and if you see the opportunity, create contact and let the official make the decision, and she got the best of that decision.
Yuan shoots just under 80% from the free throw line as she gets the first one to go, extending the lead to 2 now for MIT in the early goings of this game. And of course, she has had a tendency to struggle at times, Taylor, so Dali Yuan's going to need to be on point, and she is on point as she knocks down both free throws to extend MIT's lead early on. She's got 5 of the 8 points.
Dali Yuan from California. She's come a long way to make it to this game. Very impressive play early on from California.
Champagne working on Yuan. Yuan following her all the way in there, and Julia Champagne, excuse me, the one-handed layup in the paint, hotly contested. Yuan now with it, outside to Vidovek. Vidovek couldn't find Gallagher down low, stolen the other way. Monks have it, Julia Champagne, coast to coast, but she's fouled on the way up. She's heading to the line to shoot 2, Taylor.
Tonight on Hold That Thought, Ithaca football is back to winning ways, but will those early losses be enough to keep them out of the playoffs? Ohio State seemed destined for a national championship run, but after a 29-point loss to Purdue, are the Buckeyes out of contention? We'll discuss. And finally, the Lakers and the Rockets got feisty on Saturday night. Are the suspensions to Chris Paul, Rajon Rondo, and Brandon Ingram fair? Brennan returns to take on Justin and our season leader, Matthias. All this and more coming up on Hold That Thought. Well, UFC fans got a surprise treat during Saturday night's Lakers-Rockets game. A post-play scuffle between Rockets point guard Chris Paul and Lakers point guard Rajon Rondo got dicey after Rondo swung and connected with Chris Paul, causing Rockets players to go after Rondo. And like a good neighbor, Lakers forward Brandon Ingram was there, taking a few shots at Paul himself. Paul was suspended 2 games, Rondo 3, and Ingram got himself 4. Justin, Dana White has been on the phone all day with Ingram's agent. But in all seriousness, were the suspensions fair? Hey, hi, hello, and welcome on back to Hold That Thought. Ninja, Myth, Kaldamowski. These 3 names sit atop the esports world. Okay, maybe not Ninja. Ever since Fortnite's rise to popularity last year, the esports world has seen a rise in interest and live streaming. The younger generations of America have even chosen Madden and Call of Duty streams over the NFL and MLB playoffs. I know, shocking, right? This begs to ask the question, Matthias, could esports eventually rise above mainstream sports?
I want to throw one more name out there. That name is Dante Furco. That's the only streamer that I watch.
There we go, researcher.
Look, I
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, so you've seen me take on Pat Minogue in a punting competition. You've seen my co-producer Kat Snyder and I take on some Ithaca College football players in paper football. But what you haven't seen is the other side of the Saturday entertainment at the football game, the IC Dance Team. That's right, they perform every Saturday at all the home games, and guess what? Tonight we're taking an in-depth look at what they do, and so we're at practice. Let's go. Alyssa gave us a little bit of a rundown about what's about to happen. I don't really know too much, so we're gonna figure this out right here, right now, I guess.
arm circles. I can feel it. It hurts. Maybe it's because I haven't actually lifted anything in about 6 months.
So far, I think Cal's doing okay. I don't know if he kept up totally, but we still have more to do, so we'll see how he does. Cal's been doing pretty well. I mean, I think he's got some work to do, but we've all got like 10 plus years probably of experience on him. That being said, I think he's killing it.
I've been drinking copious amounts of water, and nothing is helping. So we just finished up practice, and the captain, Alyssa Curtis, is here. Alyssa, I have to ask the big question everyone wants to know. How'd I do?
I think you held up pretty well, especially at the beginning. I was like, I don't know,
Yeah.
especially because like we do our routine, the girls know it. So, but I saw you in the back. You're doing pretty good. I think you need to work on your choreography skills. We do practice 3 times a week for 2 hours, and then depending on if we have a home game coming up that we're performing at, we'll give a couple practices to learn the dance because it is a 2-minute dance and it takes time to not only learn it but perfect it and clean it. We're going to nationals this year, so please support us. We work really hard. We love performing at the football and basketball games for our guys and our women's basketball team, so we love supporting them, so we hope that you guys can support us.